Okay, so recently a new Godzilla comic has released, and apparently it hints at some pretty amazing things, like Tiamat not actually being dead, which is crazy because we saw Godzilla dice that thing up into pieces. But today, Dangerville's going to explain how one of the most amazing kaiju may not be gone, which is good because that was the biggest waste of a kaiju ever. Let's see what Dangerville has to say on the topic.
Everyone remember the Titan Tiamat? Yeah, I mean, if you blinked, you might have missed this monster in Godzilla Kong: The New Empire. But her quick demise in the movies apparently wasn't the end of her role in the Monsterverse just yet. Thanks to Monsterverse Declassified, a bonus comic series created for fans of the Monsterverse to gobble up, we have evidence to suggest that Tiamat might be able to return in one way or another into this franchise. So make sure you stick around till the end here. Trust me, it's crazy, and this comic's actually pretty good, so sit back, stomp the subscribe button if you haven't already, and let's get to it.
1, definitely subscribe to Dangerville, they're freaking awesome. But 2, that other Kong game just released this week too that has Tiamat in it, but I guess that game takes place before Godzilla x Kong, so that's actually completely irrelevant. I don't know why I brought that up.
After Godzilla obliterated Tiamat and the area was deemed safe and secure.
Well, actually, there's a crazy thing in that game related to Tiamat that would still be relative in the movies currently, so if that game's canon, then that's still crazy.
A Monarch researcher is shown walking the snowy banks of Tiamat's old lair. Here we can see a strange pink substance covering the local vicinity. Its purpose? Unknown. But when it comes to the Titans, unknowns are the norm. The woman then gathers up some of the foreign substance to take back, study, and hopefully help in her mission.
In the Kong game, if you step on that crap, it hurts like hell. What do we do? What do we do? Oh, shit!
Well, we'll get to all that here in a bit. Now from here, the story takes a turn into the past, using old school Monsterverse magic to create what I consider to be comic book versions of the film's old retro style of opening credits, where we are treated to a recap of events in the past. This time, the recap is focused on Tiamat's lore and history. Yeah, you heard right, a Monsterverse official production that aims to expand the universe, not simplify it. Big win right there. And it turns out, the Serpent Titan has been terrorizing the planet for a long time.
That was the Halo Reach headshot confetti sound effect, right? It totally was.
We see her depicted in cave paintings and other flashbacks, chasing off early humans and wildlife. We see here that Tiamat doesn't just want to kill the humans, she's a true devastator, devouring all she can in her path, shown attacking all sorts of ships, castles, and civilizations over time.
That's so amazing.
I really like this section of the story right here because it reminds me of Godzilla Rage Across Time, one of my favorite comic series starring the Big G-Man, which I highly recommend you go check out my videos on that from back in the day. Back to Tiamat though, she must have done this for tens of thousands of years, as we see modern technology in the form of a military submarine, attacked by the monster in what looks like a time period around World War II. Remember the pink substance from earlier? We're about to learn where it comes from and what it does, so here we go. Next, Tiamat is seen beelining towards a familiar place. You're about to see the time when Tiamat took the lair that we've seen in the New Empire for herself, same as how Godzilla did her in the movie too. As she approaches the entrance to this lair, she notices what's clearly the same sort of pink substance we seen earlier drifting out from the abyss. Tiamat analyzes and inspects the strange substance, just as something else inspects her. In an instant, a new monster in a shape resembling a starfish from hell bursts out of the hole and latches onto Tiamat, blasting the pink goo from a hole in its center that looked like a sort of mouth.
No way!
This Titan is where the pink stuff originated from.
That's actually insane. That's actually some crazy lore. I just spent like hours avoiding this pink crap in that game yesterday, so now I'm like, whoa, dude, it comes from this. I gotta read this damn comic. Well, I don't need to because Dangerville exists, but I should.
But Tiamat is an upper echelon Titan, not some measly beast. Using her signature whirlpool attack, Tiamat disorientates the starfish Hell Titan. While the monster is stalled, Tiamat wraps her body around it and proceeds to rip with all her strength, tearing the starfish in half.
Damn.
Its body left to drift down to the ocean floor. Now this new lair, this place of great power, was hers.
Patrick
Just
Kaiju.
like Godzilla, she allows herself to be covered in this strange ice and evolves, sucking up the powers of the lair's previous owner, the starfish, which Tiamat soon after unleashes upon a lone submersible that was sent by Monarch to recover the remains of Tiamat's past victim. Next, the story cuts back to the beginning of the comic, and we see the Monarch crew who gathered the pink substance get aboard their submarine and race off directly towards Tiamat's lair. Here we can see that this is happening after the events of the New Empire. The pink substance was excrement from Tiamat as she was, well, you know. So now, with Godzilla gone, it was safe to venture into the abyss.
What a horrible
And
ending for that
this wasn't
kaiju.
the first time they've done so. The lair is now somehow a portal to the Hollow Earth. Why, we don't know. And we also have no idea how the submarine can now handle it, when before it was made clear that this was only capable with the heave technology.
Did they really have a submarine go through a Hollow Earth portal? It was such a big deal that it was like $1 trillion vessel only capable of handling such a thing that a submarine, a freaking U-boat?
Classic Monsterverse plot holes right there. But on the other side of the portal, we see Monarch has been busy setting up a new facility there, where we can clearly see they're in the Hollow Earth. In the base, we see the researcher from earlier place the pink substance that she gathered earlier into some sort of analyzing system. We see the words on the screen say, rate of decay 0%. Does this relate to the pink goo? Perhaps. But maybe it's this. Tiamat's severed head being contained in a test tube of sorts.
Damn,
so
dude.
I really do hope there's another version of this comic that comes out with more complete information, but for now, let's assume that this implies Tiamat is or could be capable of regeneration. Or at the least, that her soul may be dead, but her body really isn't. Because whatever's being analyzed right here is not decaying clearly. Now, we can't be for certain what any of this means, but Al and I think this is implying that we haven't seen the end of Tiamat just yet. There's a mystery to this strange substance that hasn't been fully revealed just yet. And maybe we will get more information on this in Kong's Survival Instinct.
We
where
do!
you can see Tiamat and this mystery goo. So stay tuned for that game. Hopefully it gives more to go off of here.
I should have watched this video before the game.
Quick thoughts on Tiamat's monster declassified. You guys heard me earlier. I really love the part of Tiamat attacking through time. It really feels like to me that the Monsterverse is at its peak when it takes a historical route instead of unrealistic sci-fi.
God, can you imagine a short film or just an actual movie like the God of the Monsterverse, but it's like 1,000 years ago? Oh my God, that'd be amazing.
Let me know if you agree down in the comments. And the idea of Tiamat being able to regenerate after she evolved is exciting, and I guess we're gonna continue to see the Titan absorbing the ones they defeat logic moving forward in the franchise, and that's—
I paused it when he was talking. I'm so sorry. I just sprung an idea. Cause yeah, can't starfish regenerate? Isn't that the whole thing? And then she absorbed the starfish's powers and such. It's all coming together.
That's cool. The short battle with the Hellstar was nice as always. Can't go wrong with a good Titan fight. But overall, the rest of what happens in this comic is kind of confusing. I like it, but I just don't really know what's going on. It almost seems like the comic's incomplete, but who knows? Legendary Comics is giving zero context to these releases, so we have no idea if these are the final stories or they're just previews of them. We don't know. But either way, the art is solid in this. Nothing's gonna compare to Zid's art, and Birth of Kong will always be the gold standard of these Monsterverse comics, so anything that comes out has to live up to them, and well, that's a hard thing to do.
That comic was insane.
Tiamat's comic showed potential of a Monsterverse with a living, breathing, growing world being built, and I like that. All in all, I want more, and if you want more, stick around the Dangerville, everyone. This has been Jacob, and I'll see you in the next one.
Jacob's a good lad. Me and him have like the same opinions 99% of the times. I enjoy watching these videos so much because he just says a bunch of stuff I agree with. It's a very relaxing experience. It's nice to know there's other intelligent humans out there. In the game, spoiler alert, spoiler for the end of the game, it's like kind of plot, because like each kaiju gets their own little plot chapter, you know, Abaddon, Kong and such, and then at the end it's like Tiamat. But then at the very end you see like what they were working on related to Tiamat, and spoiler alert, it's a baby. It's a Tiamat baby is what Tiamat's got going on. I don't know if that game's lore accurate or whatsoever. Obviously, I feel like the baby would be with Tiamat, but I don't know. The kid was doing just fine on his own, and like that takes place probably a few years before Godzilla X Kong, so there's a chance her kid's just out there somewhere anyways. Of course, the game might also just not be canon and her kid might not exist, but I don't know. It's like interesting to see that they're also expanding the lore of Tiamat like in the games, not just the comics. Either way though, good video. I hope Tiamat returns. I'm happy she regenerates. I'm happy she absorbed powers of a regenerative kaiju. That's very exciting. Leave a like on the video, subscribe to Dangerville because they're awesome, and I'll see you next time.